Grashros is a story written by Muneyuki Kaneshiro, and its art is done by Akeji Fujimura. The first panel says, "This is a story from long, long ago, which tells of beings who lived 30,000 years in the past." It has a big cave painting of people hunting. Down at the bottom it shows the actual creature. So we're going to see this story unfold of the cave painting. In the next scene, all the hunters are jumping out, surprise attacking, and there's a blood moon in the background, which is going to be symbolic later on. And it's interesting to note that in this scene, none of the hunters have any pupils in their eyes. They're meant to look soulless and bestial, and the animal does. It's meant to look more human than the actual humans. It says, "This is a story of the Cro-Magnon people." They're about to strike the animal. Now we get a close-up of the blood moon as it zooms out to the pack of hunters carrying the prey, and they've got a torch, and they're just walking through the woods here. It says Chapter 1, Aku. Now we get some shots of the people in the village. They have tattoos. They've got looks like leather, hide, skin clothes, hand wraps, shirts, some cloth type things for their legs, braided up hair. Some other people just have a slicked back and different types of tattoos. A lot of circles and a couple squiggly lines, but most of the lines are sharper. We got some people cooking, some people carrying things, and then we get a shot of the watchman for the village, and he's got a bow and arrow on his back, and his eyes open up. He sees something. He's up in the trees, and he sees the hunters. They came back with the prey, and they're all really excited. Then the main hunter guy says, "O Fortuna, thank you for another day on this earth." And everybody's excited, and the watchman says, "Dada's crew are back," and everyone's like, "Oh, yeah." They get up and yell, stop what they're doing. They're freaking out. They throw the animal on the ground they hunted. They say, "Oh, our prey today, is it a savid?" That's the name of the animal, I guess. Savid. It looks like an elk-type creature. "It was Dada who brought it down again today." "Geez, you're so strong," some of the people say. And we see one of the guys who's hunting with him has this big axe-looking weapon. And Dada's got the spear. And Dada says, "Please start skinning it right away. I want to feed it to Lulu." He's really happy that he's back, and I guess he's going to go see this person. And it's a cool shot of him. We get to see his shoulder tattoo. It's a little squiggled, not perfect looking. He's got this necklace for teeth on it. Some of them are facing different ways than the other. He's got a thin beard just around his chin. He's got long black hair tied back. And they say, "Gotcha. I guess as long as we have Dada, we don't ever need to worry about hunting. We can eat to our heart's content today, too." And he's just laughing off and walking away. And then there's this little kid from the village. He's got this sun tattoo around one of his eyes, his right eye. And a little paint kind of tray in his hands. He must be some kind of artist. He says, "Dada, if you're looking for Lulu, she's at home resting." And he says, "Okay, Moog." So the kid's name, the artist's name is Moog. "Did you manage to draw anything good today?" Moog goes, "Didn't quite have enough inspiration today. I'll do my best." The next page, he's opening up the tent to the house, and he says, "Here you go, Lulu. It's Savid stew." The name of the elk, again, of course, is Savid. And Lulu is sitting back in this type of chair made of branches and sticks and some kind of animal fur on top of that. It looks like she's pregnant. And Lulu says, "Ah, that makes me happy. Did you go out hunting today too?" He said, Dada's got this big grin on his face now. He says, "Of course, I caught that for you. How is it? Can you eat?" She goes, "It's delicious." And then she sits back. I guess he gets behind her so she could rest on him. She says, "Say, Dada, don't get yourself killed, okay? Don't be so reckless out there." He's kind of laughing it off. He says, "Geez, what are you talking about? Our kid is finally about to be born. This child and you are the reason I keep on living." She looks happy about that. Then both their hands are on the baby. It says, "I love you, Dada. Love you too, Lulu." And she goes, "Ugh." Here's Lulu. She says, "Ow, ow, ow. I think I might be starting." And he's like, Is the child about to be born? Okay, relax. Someone, anyone. She's giving, and then the people in the village say, "What are you even saying, Dada? Will you calm down already?" And then they spread the news. "He's saying Lulu's about to give birth. Bring the water and medical plans. Dada, you wait outside, alright?" There's just a bunch of people in the village. Now it's back into Dada and Lulu inside the little house. Tent teepee thing. And Dada says, "Lulu, hang in there." She looks a little lacking in energy right now. It's starting to sweat, and he's holding onto her hands. He looks really serious. He's got this big serious look on his face, and she's happy that he's there. And she says, "Yep." Now some of the village people, Dada's outside the tent, and they say to him, he's just sitting down with them. They say, "Oh, what's this? The gallant Dada actually freaking out?" The other guy says, "Guess you're human after all." And Dada says, "Shut up, man." And then somebody calls out to him from behind, "Hey, Dada, old man Oba's asking for you." Dada says, concerned, he gets a concerned look on him. He is. And we see the old man Oba. He's sitting down. He's a skinny guy. Look really bony looking. He's got all this fancy cape type of thing, and his staff, and his headdress, and these tooth earrings. He's even got this painting, tattoo type thing on his nose and forehead. From what we could tell, some of it's covered up, but he says, "Sit, Dada. I have something important to tell you." So Dada starts to kneel down. He's by this fire pit. It looks like he's got some kind of bowl and basket and some other weird things next to him, the old man guy. Dada says, "Okay, but please keep it short. Now's not really the time for this." And then old man Oba looks up to the sky and says, "A child born on the night of the blood moon is a calamity that will bring ruin upon all." He looks not too happy to say it. And now Dada is shocked. He's got this gigantic long expression on his face, and his pupils are starting to blank out again. "These are the words of our ancestors, passed down from generation to generation." Some of the people overhear him. "Our clan, the Erts, have worshipped the sun and moon since the time of our very first ancestors. The sun brings hope into our life." And we get this cool close-up of Oba. He has this big eye tattoo, actually. It looks like it's lighter colored. And then you can see the nose one. It's a bit of a squiggle. It's a dark colored one. He continues, "Whilst the moon's existence teaches us what it is to fear. You've seen tonight's moon, have you not?" And remember, it showed earlier the blood moon close up while they were hunting. "You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to tell you, Dada. If the baby happens to be born tonight, he's got this crazy look on his face now, with his finger pointing up in the sky. His pupils are getting really small. We kill it. Dada has no idea what to do. Oh, wait, hold on a moment there, old man Oba, one of the villagers saying. Isn't that overdoing it a bit? Dada and Lulu have waited a long time for their child to be born, you know? Well then, would you rather our clan perish? Oba says. Now the guy's speechless. The other villager next to him is like, well, I'm not saying to kill the child just because I want to. In order for life to continue, there are times where life itself must be sacrificed. He's really serious. You do well to accept this fate as it is. Now we don't even get a shot of Dada's eyes, just his lower jaw. Not really smiling, frowning. Still expressionless a little bit. And then he finally says, sounds fun. Let's do it. Let the child be born. It's kind of weird considering that's not what the old guy was trying to say. Oh, and the rest of his tattoo on his shoulder is revealed. It looks more like a sun now. That you can see the side of it. The old man looks at him, and the townspeople they're shocked and sweating, and they're like, what is he talking about? And Dada continues, he says, that destiny of the blood moon or whatever, my child will vanquish it. And the old Ova says, you fool! How can you guarantee that? They say, old man Ova, the words of our ancestors are not to be treated so lightly. You don't understand it all. And they're trying to hold Ova back, and oh my god, he's freaking out now. He says, I'm saying this isn't a problem that affects only you. Those who choose to believe in a decision that you selfishly made all alone are choosing their fate of demise. When things go as the prophecy foretold, and you lose our clan, you lose Lulu. Are you fine with all of that? He says. Dada says. But that's something only dead people would say, right? He's got this cocky looking grin. My child is my child. And Opa goes, huh? Oh man, now he's got this demonic looking eye. Dada, that is. He says, fighting to overthrow one's own fate is what it means to live, is it not? Now Opa's starting to sweat. He's like, because he's seeing, he's looking into Dada's eyes, and it's demonic looking. Some of the villagers are speechless next to him. It's just the two guys, actually. There's a blonde guy, and there's a guy with tied back black hair and a bigger beard. And Oba says, well, if you're willing to go that far, then I get it. And the guy with the black hair says, old man Oba? He says, let's do it then. Let's ask the question directly to the sun itself. He looks back and says it right to Dada's face. And Dada's like, what? And then the guy with the fuller beard says, are you going to do it? This is something only old man Oba can do. Conversing with the sun? He's got this... Man, he looks ethereal, old man Oba right now. He's got this indent in his gut, like he's sucking in all the air. His cape, his fur cape is like flowing up with some kind of energy, and he goes, Quah. There's this swirl of black and white behind him. He's got this bowl in between his legs, and there's a circular sitting pattern. Then he's throwing eyes and different plants into the bowl. He's making these noises. He's got this crazy expression. His eyes are crossed and his face is all warped. He says, what shall come forth? What shall come forth? And he smushes, I guess he smushes the plants and the eyes together in his hands. And throws it somewhere and goes, Raka. He's got all this splatter on his hands. He threw it into the bowl. It's all smushed up. And then now is another person besides the blonde-haired guy and the guy with the full beard. Somebody else with longer hair. Looked like it might be tied down on both sides. Did something come out? Ooh, this is ta-da. The time that passes in between the fading of the blood moon and the rising of the sun. It does. Looking at the old man listening for his prophecy. He says, you are to offer the life of the king of the Black Plains, Volga, as sacrifice. Dada's super surprised, and everybody else is too. They say, Volga. If you fail, then you are to offer the life of your child at sunrise. This is what the sun is saying to me. Oi, oi, Dada or not? This blonde guy's saying this. It's just not possible to take down Volga in a hunt. And the guy with the tied down hair on both sides of his neck says, how many people do you think have died just from being close to the Black Plains? And Oga says, that is the degree of danger involved in what the sun is asking this guy to do. That's just how it is. His eyes closed, like he doesn't even care what they're saying. Blonde guy goes, cut it out! You'll die, Dada! Another villager is kind of balding, older guy, says, you could just have another child, but if you die, our entire clan will... And Dada slams his head into the ground and bows down to the prophecy. And says, I thank the sun for his words. I'll show you what I can do, old man Oba. I think I said his name wrong a few times. Oba, yeah. Oba says, don't forget, a life is never connected to just a single person. And now Dada lifts his head up and says, gotcha. He's happier now. And he sprints out. And the guy with the tied back hair and a little bun, and the blonde guy go, oi, Dada! And the guy with the two ties on the side of his neck says, are you just going to let him go like that, old man Oba? Dada's going to die out there, you know. Oba says, and the words of our ancestors are absolute. That's how he protected our clan till now. If both his life and the life of his unborn child are what it takes to save our clan, then their sacrifice cannot be avoided. Now it shows Dada preparing for the battle. He's tying up some ropes and readying his spear. He's got two spears, actually. Now he's running out towards the woods. And the little painter kid comes out to look, too. And somebody says, where's he headed with his hunting weapons at this time of night? I see him sprinting through the woods as fast as he can. And he's remembering something. It shows this little kid, crazy looking black hair, biting somebody's arm. Their arm's like wraithing back. And they say, oi, what the heck is up with this kid? He's not even from our clan. Man, he looks like a wild kid. He looks like maybe, what is it? If you ever seen the unofficial version of Full Metal Alchemist, he kind of looks like that crazy kid who is a homunculus. And the guy's arm's bent and says, ow, 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 hey, let go. Another guy is saying, I think he followed us home after we hunted the slupa yesterday. Don't think he understands human language. He may have been raised by the slupa. And shows this wolf hanging up. So I guess the slupa is the wolf's. Just leave him be. He won't take to you anyway. In time, he'll either just give up or starve to death. Jeez, this kid looks menacing. He's got this, his eyebrows are curled into like a VW shape. His teeth are clenched. He's got this wide stance and long claws and wild hair, as I was saying before. There's another kid who's saying, hey, that kid's been there the whole time. And now he's just kind of hanging off next to a tree. It looks like he's out of energy finally. Kid's mom says, he's dangerous, so don't get too close to him. And I guess the dad says, don't you feed him anything either. Now it's raining and time's passing and he's still at the tree. The sun came out. He's looking really tired and frail now. Then somebody puts a bowl of food next to him. Psst, eat up. Quickly now, it's a secret, okay? And it's Lulu. She's got this big smile. And he's like, ah. And he attacks her. Oh my god. Jumps out and goes, Grah! He's ready to scratch her and claw her down. And he does, and he slices into her cheek a little bit. He's menacing, and she says, guess you must have been scared. She opens her arms to him. It's okay now, don't be scared. And now he's really regretting what he's done. You can see in his eyes and his face. She says, don't be scared. And she holds on to him. Wow, you have super pretty eyes. Let me get a proper look at them. I'm Lulu. See? I'm not scary, right? And Dada's so upset. He starts crying and crying and licking her face. It's like a little wild animal. She goes, cut it out, that tickles. Hey, come on now. Now it cuts back to present time, Lulu. And she's, oh man, she's having a tough time with the pregnancy. And she's got, it's like 4 other people in the tent helping her out. That's right, you can do this. Just a little more to go. Hang in there, Lulu. Now it cuts back to Dada going through the woods. He's heading into the plains now, and the painter kid's behind him. And he notices, he says, oh, so you came, Moog. And he's panting. He's not very good at running compared to Dada. Dada kind of stops and says, stop. It's the carcass of a Felidrex. It's this, man, some bestial fucking creature, like a saber-toothed tiger or something. It was running away wounded, and this is where it ran out of strength to continue. It's likely it tried to hunt him and got hunted instead. He's the only one capable of killing a predator like this. He's close by. Don't leave the tall grass. And now Moog is terrified. I think the Felidrex might have been set free to run away on purpose. And Moog goes, why? For show. He spreads the blood scent of a fallen beast to send a clear message. He's opening up the tall grass to get a look. Oh, and there he is. Big rhinoceros, hairy looking rhinoceros with 2 horns, and he's got a huge front horn. These black plains are my domain. What? This is Volga? It's massive. You'll be able to draw a fantastic piece of artwork for this, Moog. Tata's not even, he's just ready. Watch and sear the image of me into your mind. And he lunges at Volga, and Volga's charging at him. It's crazy. And he pulls his arm back and uses his foot as a spring. He's about to take a big jump. Yeah, and he leaps off the ground, dodging his horn strike, flying over his head with his kind of like a windmill looking kick. But he just uses the momentum from his foot to drive down his spear right into the side of Volga's head, it looks like. But and the freaking spear snaps. And Dada doesn't. He did not expect that. Oh, jeez. Now Volga turns, slams him with his front paw. Oof, that one hurt Dada a lot. He's starting to bleed. And then it cuts back to Lulu, and she's screaming too now. Cuts back to Dada and says, over here, Volga. He takes out his little dagger. Volga's starting to charge back at him again. Ah! Vaughn! And his hand gets stabbed by Volga's front horn. And it scrapes the side of his head too. Man, that horn is bigger than Dada himself. And Moog's just watching in horror from the grass. But his pierced hand, he grips onto the horn. And it's got this fire in his eyes. And the next page, man, it looks like half his face is all beaten and bloody. And he steps on the horn to get more security on it, and he really flings back his arm with his dagger. He does another big jump. And, man, now Volga looks kind of warped. There's this big hump on him. And stabs into him. And it cuts back to Lulu, still in pain. And everybody in the village now, you hear all their screaming. Is the child born? Oh, wait, has Dada not come back yet? Has everyone heard what Old Man Oba said? Oh, wait, this ain't good. The sun's starting to rise. Villagers are freaking out. The moon. Oh, this ain't gonna work. It's already starting to fade away. And Oba comes in to Lulu's tent and says, "It's time." And then the guy with the tied back hair says, "Wait, Old Man Oba, Lulu still has no idea." And the ladies in the tent say, "What the heck is wrong with you guys? We just had a baby here. Keep it down, please." Lulu says, "Old Man Oba?" Ooh, he looks serious. He snatches the baby from them. "What are you doing? Hey!" The people, the helpers say. "Where are you taking the baby?" And Lulu is just so confused. "A child born on the night of the blood moon is a calamity that will bring ruin upon us all. My role is to heed the words of our ancestors and protect our clan. As such, I will take responsibility for this unwanted child and bury it in fire." And you see the little baby's face. It's in a little leather cloth. And now Lulu says, "Stop that, Old Man Oba. Where's Dada?" "Dada is dead." And he's got this big pyre set up to throw the baby in. Jeez. "He disobeyed the will of the sun and died for his child. This child killed Dada. It is a cursed being that should have never been born into this world." He is going crazy. "Oh, great sun, please set your fires alight within the body of this small infant, and allow it to quell thy fury." And he's getting ready to toss it in. Lulu's crying and crying. And the villagers say, "Wait, Old Man Oba. Something's coming." And he looks back. Someone's, they're all looking now, coming. And just as the sun's rising, everyone's like, "Huh?" And it's Moog. He's coming with the rising sun. It's symbolic because he's got that sun tattoo on his eye, too. Say, "Moog, huh?" Give me hope for a moment there. And then Oba looks relieved, like, yeah. Oh, and then we see this big horn coming out of the distance. And everyone's like, "Ah?" And Oba goes, "Eh?" Oh, man, it's the shadow of Volga. And there's Dada. Dragging the corpse of Volga by the horn with all the energy he's got left. And he says, "Oh, Fortuna, thank you for another day on this earth." And everybody is crying, and oh my god, they're so excited, and they're cheering and crying, and they're just overcome with everything. And except for Oba, Oba's pissed off. Lulu looks relieved, but there's still some tears. And the blood moon's starting to fade away now. And they're all celebrating and looking at the corpse of Volga and seeing if Moog's okay. And Oba turns back with the baby still in his arms and goes, "Ah." And the sun is shining through the back of Dada as he heads towards Oba. And Oba's like, "Ah, don't come closer," type of deal. And he reaches his hand out, and it's half his face is in the light and half his face is blooded in the dark shadows. And he looks like a real monster. And Oba is scared shitless. And he takes the baby from him. He goes, "Eek!" And one of the ladies who's helping Lulu is kind of comforting her. And Dada takes the baby. And it's already got little tattoos on his cheeks. Little paintings. He holds it, and it's smiling, and he looks down at the baby, and he raises it up to the sun, just like Simba. He says, "This is mine, and Lulu's child. This is a child who will fight against destiny." And he's screaming and crying, and holds it up, and the baby's all confused. Lulu's crying, and the two ladies who were there are so happy, and the whole village is cheering, and they have a big drum circle going on. And then the narrator goes, "A child was born with the hope that he could bear the weight of his destiny." You see a cave, and there's Moog starting to paint. There's some really good artwork of his hands streaking across the cave surface. You can see he's using berries and different crushed plants to make his paint. And he's drawing the speared people with the sun behind them, chasing back the rhinos. His name is Blood Moon. Aku. Shows the baby. That's the name of the baby, Aku. Our story begins with the birth of his life. He's crying. Wow, that's it. That's a chapter. Thanks for watching, guys.